Hey everybody, it is Friday night. I am home from work and this week I have been pondering a lot of stuff about myself. So for those that may not know my story, what's up buddy?
You know the commercial.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going live, so it's all good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's all right. You want to say hi?
I'm a person.
That's my son Logan. So anyway, accountability for yourself. That's what I want to discuss while I'm making a quick dinner. Through my journey of weight loss. Hey Mike, what's up? I hope you're good. Good to see you on here. But part of the whole thing with accountability with my journey is I didn't know about it. I had to learn it. I had to keep the promises that you make to yourself. And nobody ever really knows where to start with that. But it started by taking a chance and whatever it was. And that snowballed me into a whole new world of believing in myself, in knowing what you can accomplish and overcome when you actually just realize that you yourself find your happiness. There is nobody, nothing that you could buy, nothing that anybody can actually say to you that can really make you understand that your happiness comes from you first. You will meet a gazillion people who will talk a wonderful game, but in the end of the day, it's always the actions. And it's about understanding what those people are going through, as well as, hey girl, how are you? It's knowing about what those people are going through, and understanding what you need for yourself. Not accepting just enough, and knowing that when you know you need more, it's okay to say it. And because if the people around you are going to be your people, and what I like to say, your tribe, they're going to talk about it. They're going to either agree or disagree, and the both of you will work on working together. This goes for friendships. This goes from relationships. It goes for everything. But most important is that through this all, it's about finding happiness for yourself and keeping promises to yourself. So the whole point of this is that I've lost 175 pounds. I've been keeping it off. I was super fit for a really long time. Not that I'm not now, but I definitely see a difference in, hey Jenny, what's going on? I definitely see a difference in my body itself. My weight is the same. I've maintained it. I eat well, and that's what my key is that my emotions that go into me now instead of the food. Hold on one second. I think my music is too loud and I'm screaming. Not that Public Enemy isn't great, but you know, that's just a little too loud. So, so it goes into me now. So I've been doing the dance for at least 3 months about getting back into fitness and going, well, if I'm not running, then what's the point of it? And oh, I have to do this for so-and-so, and I have to get this done for whoever. And then finally, I kind of was like, there were a couple of incidents the past week and a half that kind of just made me like wake up again and going like, why am I compromising myself? Why am I going behind my back and canceling my promises to myself, and giving more of me to things that don't need to be accomplished right at this moment, that isn't going to help me gain my momentum back, that isn't going to help me grow as a person. And that's not being selfish, that's being selfless, because I'm a big believer of you give what you get, and if you start giving it to yourself first, good people come into your life. That the things you used to settle for, you don't need them anymore, because you don't need to settle, because you know what you need now. So back to the working out. So all week I'm gonna get my gym clothes on, I'm gonna go for a run, even though it's cold, and then something would come up. You know, there was always something. Yesterday there was a snowstorm, yes, and I was in traffic for 3 hours, so, you know, at that point all I wanted to do was eat my leftover fried chicken that I made the other day and get in my pajamas. But today at work, it was a busy day, had a great day, and on the way home, I'm like, that's it. I'm going home, I'm getting my kids settled, I'm gonna make them dinner, and then I'm gonna go work out. And it's about, yes, is it the type of crazy workout that I like? Absolutely not. I'm all about the, I wanna sweat till I drop type of a workout. But then again, isn't something better than nothing in certain aspects? Like I just said, you don't compromise, but I did 20 minutes of a workout. I did my squats, I did my arm exercises, I did my push-ups, and then I did another 15, 20 minutes of stretching. And you know what? I feel great. I didn't compromise myself. I did something that I needed. And it just keeps putting things in perspective for me, that life is what you make of it. And it's never perfect, but there's always a lesson to learn. And there is always something to grow from. We all experience great challenges in our life, and everybody's struggles are different than others. But that's how you learn and what you can learn from. It's not only learning about yourself, it's learning about the people you meet and their world, and realizing that we're all in the same spot. We're all trying to live our best life. Hey James, hey China, how are you? Yes, James, this is not directed at you, but yes, this is part of it. You know, you all meet great people. All of you on here now, you know, have inspired me, have always been so kind to me, and I think it's wonderful. And it keeps me going. It keeps me knowing that, you know, I'm not a classically trained chef. Anything I've learned was either by being in the restaurant business or just having that passion for food. And I learn, and I'm starting to show myself and realize that I'm here to help people, that I'm here to inspire people. And that's where it snowballed. Now I have starting a business for wellness coaching and culinary coaching, that it's not just about what you eat, it's why you eat. And it's not just about, you know, that, it's about understanding that we all have a mission, and we all have to find our own happiness. And no matter what that happiness may be, it's yours for the taking. And jump in and have a ball with it. And if you fail, dust yourself off, pick yourself up, and try it again. And learn from the lesson. How many times I've tried a gazillion different things, whether it's cooking, whether it's working out, whether it's when I was on it at my low point before I started losing weight. I tried everything. I'm an art major. So I went to college for graphic design, and I tried every possible art form to find what I needed to do. There was mosaic. I spent hundreds of dollars on glass and you know, whatever it was, the cutters, the mortar, whatever it might be, and realized I hated it, that it was too detailed, it was too programmed, it was too whatever. So scratch that. I got my stippling pens and I dotted and spent hours, too much. And I realized along the way, and when I finally hit my rock bottom and I knew I had to do something, along the way as I started focusing on me again on knowing that I need to get healthy, that I'm way too heavy, that I have 2 boys that I need to take care of, that I totally needed to find out what I was about again. So it started, and that was just by changing the way how I ate and knowing that, okay, a lot of sugar isn't good for you, so we're gonna do low carb, high protein. And that snowballed into getting more daring in the kitchen. I've always loved cooking, but I shied away from it for so long when I was heavy because I felt like I'm too fat. I can't be cooking. I shouldn't be doing this. But that was and is what I'm all about. I am about the creating. This is my creative. This is my love. This is my passion. And part of my passion is sharing it with everybody. Whether it's perfect, whether it's different, whether whatever it is, it's mine. And I'm just going for it. I'm just throwing it out there, and I am having fun with it. And life is hard. There are struggles and there are days like today. You want to hear something? I open the restaurant on Fridays. Okay, I have to be there at 7:45 in the morning. I don't know if I set my alarm last night or if I shut it off when my alarm went off, but I opened my eyes this morning and knew that it was much too bright to be 5:30 in the morning. So, P.S., I was late. And the whole day I was running and catching up and doing whatever, and I think that's what really inspired me to say, pardon my language, fuck it, I'm going home tonight and I'm doing something for myself and I'm getting myself back into the gear that I need to be. So it's the passion, it's the love, and I'm not fighting it anymore. Don't fight the passion. Don't, as silly as it might be, if there is something that you love, that you absolutely adore, that gets you excited just to think about it, go for it. What can it do but just bring a smile to your face? And you know what? When that happens, you give it to others. I am all about that. That you give what you get, and as you learn what you need, you can filter what you don't and who you don't. Your people will always be there for you. You're gonna find some great people. You're gonna meet some wacky people, but that's all part of it. One of the other couple things that have been going on this week. Okay, so before I get back into that, worked out, decided to start right. It's 8:30, I'm starving, but I figured why not bring it in my thoughts in my head, because these were all thoughts I've been having. So I shredded up a bunch of whatever was in the refrigerator. I have to go food shopping. So I had carrots, zucchini, and radicchio, okay? So I shredded them up. Obviously that's a big salad. I will definitely have leftovers for tomorrow morning before I go to work. So that's it. So what I did was I boiled 3 eggs. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm grabbing a fork, hold on 1 second. So I boiled 3 eggs. Now back to the love of cooking, it stems from how I grew up. My family always cooked. My grandfather, when he came to America, he wound up in a restaurant as a dishwasher and then proceeded to work his way up to a line cook. So he worked for the Cartwright Club in Manhattan, and it's no longer there. But he used to make this dressing he used to call it the club dressing. And he used to pour it on asparagus, and it was glorious. It was one of those, and I still haven't mastered it yet, but it is so good. So he used to take hard-boiled eggs and dice them up really good, put them in a container. He used to put pickles, chop them up. I think it was salt, pepper, and like oil and vinegar, and that was it. But it was something about the egg yolk and whatever else that just made it always taste so good. So I'm doing like a quick version of that tonight. I didn't have pickles because I usually don't keep them because they're always the sugar. I like the sweet pickles, even though a dill pickle is really good. But I don't really have it, so I'm just swinging it. I'm gonna winging it and gonna use a little orange juice instead. So I took 3 eggs and I boiled them. I put the yolks in a bowl and I'm gonna just mash them up. And then what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put in the fresh orange juice. I'm gonna squeeze that in there. I'm glad I hit you, Rick. That's what it's about. So I'm gonna put the orange juice in there. I hope you really try that chicken. That was for you. So, all right. So that's in there. I'm gonna mix this up a little bit. I'm gonna add some white balsamic vinegar. I like white balsamic vinegar. I find it sweeter than regular balsamic and doesn't make anything funky in color. So white balsamic vinegar. I'm thinking there was about a 1/4 cup in there. So again, I don't measure. I just go with what feels right. I taste everything and keep on going. So we have the orange, the white balsamic vinegar. I'm gonna put a drop of salt in there and some pepper. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do too is I'm gonna put some garlic powder. So I'm going back here. Onion. Oh, you know what? We're gonna take a little onion. We're gonna take a little garlic if I can find it. Got it. Okay, so we're gonna add that all in there. If I can open it. So this is gonna be the dressing. I'm gonna toss it on the salad, chop up the eggs, and then that's my dinner for tonight. Nice and light, nothing crazy. Like I said, back into holding myself accountable and living my happy. So that's it. So as I was saying before I got distracted with the salad, this week was a bunch of trials and there's always something you can learn. Just when you think you're doing great and you're on cloud 9 and you're on the right path, there's something that throws you off a little bit. And I'm a big believer that when you get thrown off, there's something to learn from there. So I realized that no matter how good of a person you are, no matter how you reach out, no matter what you do, some people aren't as can give it back. So this is where I always say, know your worth. And I don't mean that in a bad way that they can't give it back. Not that they're bad people, not that anybody did anything like ridiculously malicious to me, but it was one of those things where I started making somebody make me feel that my happiness had to come from them. And I'm going, whoa, whoa, whoa. I just worked way too hard over these past years to realize that that's not what it's about. So I checked myself, before I wrecked myself, sorry, I had to say it. And I basically just said, you know what? It's about me again. I went off path, I went off focus, time to get back to it. So back to working out, I'm holding myself accountable. And I did it also because now I got to prove it. So I'm putting it out there. I'm telling all of you what I'm doing and what my mission is. So there it is. I want to be true to my word and I want to be true to myself. So know your worth. Know that you are responsible for you, and be proud of that. Be selfless, not selfish. Be kind, not arrogant. And it all kind of falls into place. You just have to let go. You have to stop worrying about what everybody's going to think because you might have a crazy idea or you're doing something that, they wouldn't do. A lot of times people reflect their own fears on you. And that's not what it's about, because when you finally realize your mission, your goal, your passion, when you dive in and you just throw it up in the air and show all of it, all the good ones come around and you learn a lot about yourself. And that's what's most important, that you're doing it for you, and the people that are with you will realize that. And there's always something to learn. You never have it down pat. You never know it all. When you think you do, that's when you fall hard. So always be grateful and know that it's trial and error. You have nothing to lose unless you don't try. So back to the dressing. I took the egg yolks, I mashed them, I added the fresh orange juice, the salt, the pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and white balsamic vinegar. I chopped up the egg yolks, I put them in there. I'm gonna toss it around, and I think I'm gonna need a bigger bowl. Sounded like I was on Jaws. Think I'm gonna need a bigger bowl? All right, let me get a bowl. All right. So this might be overly big, but I'm going in for it, okay? So again, I shredded up carrot, zucchini, and arugula. That's all I had in the house. And I really wanted something like not too heavy. And now here comes the fun part. Now I'm gonna put, well, first let me taste it because then we gotta redo everything. So let's try it. I think I need a little bit more. I'm gonna put a little bit more, it's got a good zing in it. I put a little bit more. I'm gonna put one more orange. I'm gonna go to the fridge. All right, so I'm gonna squeeze another orange into this, and I think we got it. So, hold that thought. So I'm cutting this. We're gonna move this here. I'm putting this here, and I'm squeezing. And that's what I'm saying. It's all about having fun with whatever you do. I don't use recipes. I don't really, unless I bake, because that's like chemistry and that's crazy. I've failed miserably with baking when I'm not following a recipe. But with cooking, it's from the heart. It's pure emotion for me. So I'm feeling light and zesty, I guess, today. So I'm going with it. So, okay, I put a little bit more orange in there. That's perfect. No pepper. Grabbing my bowl again, and I'm pouring this in. And then I'm gonna toss. And that's gonna be my dinner. It's gonna be a light, dressed veggies with a little bit of protein. And I'm good. And hey, Paula. So yeah, that's my dinner tonight. I'm holding myself accountable with my happiness and my promises to myself, because nobody else will bring you that unless you do it for yourself first. So here's the salad. All right, very light meal, something to think about too. Doing this way, you could also, if you had protein in the house, you could put some grilled chicken on it, a burger, chicken patty, whatever it is, it's versatile. So tomorrow morning, I definitely won't be making anything because I'm working the double. But I will be eating this for breakfast. So I may slice up some of that. I don't know if you watched my story a few weeks ago. I bought this like 30 pounds of Tyrolean sausage, dried sausage. So I might slice some of that up, put that in here, and then that's my breakfast for tomorrow before I go to work. So I'm gonna taste it because I mixed it all up. It's great, little zesty, light. Pardon me, I'm chewing at you. It's gonna be soul satisfying. It's not gonna make me feel lazy. So it's bringing me happiness. And like I said, the whole part of this impromptu live video was about finding more happiness, about sharing how I stumbled and thought that my happiness is only attainable through other people or other things. So this and working out and doing something for myself just proved that was my lesson to learn. That you want it to happen, stop making excuses. It doesn't matter if you succeed every day. All that matters is that you get up and try again and you do it for yourself every day. Whether it happens, it will never happen overnight, but it will happen if you will it. So with that, I'm finally going to go sit down and eat at 8:45, and then I am going to chill for the rest of the night. So Thanks for all who tuned in. I'm definitely digging this live thing, so I'm going to try to get that incorporated a little bit more. Next week, one of my girlfriends from college wanted to make me to make a cauliflower pizza. Oh well, wanted me to make paleo pizza on my asked and answered thing that I did on my post last week. So this week, that is what I'm doing. So I'm going to make paleo pizza, cauliflower crust. So I'm excited about that. And there's something to look forward to. So I'm going to be doing some live stuff with that as well. Have a great night. Know your worth. Find your happiness. Be happy. And just show yourself. Shine bright. Show the flaws. Show it all. And it all falls into place. Have a good Friday. Bye. Now let's see. This is the struggle. The ending. So here we go. Got it. Toodles.